feeling good today. I feel like this is going to be a one-take recap / review. I'm Sage Valentine, for those of you who don't know, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This recap and review is all about CBS's Big Brother Season 21, episode number 21. What are the odds? So let's just get down to it. Welcome to Big Brother, a game where nothing goes the way that you're planned, or you planned. A game whereas the odds change all the time, the power shifts, and there are instances where you have to, and it's the key word, here's the key word, expect the unexpected. You can't become too comfortable in this game, and that's what happened to Christie. And before you interject in the comments, I already know who won the veto. I already know how it's going to go, but the point is you can't become comfortable. You can't think things are going to go the way you think they're going to go. Jack made that mistake. Bella made that mistake. Sam made that mistake. That's not how things go in Big Brother. If these house guests had watched, and I'm talking about all the ones complaining, had watched at least a huge chunk of the first 20 seasons, then they would see how things change in Big Brother all the time. And when it comes to America, we let you know if we like you or not. And this week, we let you know. And quiet as it's kept, I believe that Annalise was the runner-up, and when Jack got booted out, she moved right into his spot for that field trip. But let's get down to this recap and review. So, the 6 shooters are done. Despite the fact in this episode where they're saying they're getting back together, honestly, I don't see them together anymore. I just see them trying to glue back the broken pieces of this alliance, and honestly, the pieces, for the most part, are not fitting. Tommy won the HOH competition. I'm as surprised as you. There's some conspiracy theory online where some dude slowed down the video, and it seems like the competition was rigged or something. You know, that happens every season. I can't tell you because I wasn't really paying attention. I was mostly looking at the people sliding down. Like, this competition always gets me every time they slide. And the fact that they were able to slide quickly within that small amount of time was another thing that got me. But I digress. So it's day 51. Tommy's happy. This is the best birthday gift ever for him, winning HOH. His goal is to set himself up for further weeks. See, while the house guests, broken record, were going after Ovi and David and Kimmy, Tommy was sitting back and chilling and figuring out what he was going to do next, and figuring out who he was going to nominate if he became HOH. Those type of house guests are very dangerous if they don't win things. If you watch my previous reviews, you know how I feel about people throwing competitions and about floaters. So, I'm with Rachel on the whole floater thing. Floaters need to get a life wrap because they're very dangerous players, as you can see with Tommy. And before you get on here talking about a coaster, the whole coaster thing is a new term. A brand new term that a lot of old school fans don't know and are just knowing now. So before you get like upset, like, oh my God, she's calling them a floater and they're a coaster. Years ago, there was no coaster. Floaters were pretty much anybody who was not doing anything at all, who hadn't won anything, was just sitting down and chilling. So, it is what it is. So, Tommy wants to rebuild his alliance, and I'm just like, I don't know how you're going to do that, but good luck to you, because Jackson and Holly are not down for that. So, Jackson's happy he made it over Jack, but he doesn't want to work with the 6. See, this is why I feel like rebuilding that alliance is not going to work. Jess is hoping that the 6 don't reconcile. Christie and Sis are super happy and hopping around because Tommy won the HOH. And Christie said loyalty was rewarded by the universe. You know, Big Brother's really shady for adding that in, knowing what was going to happen, knowing something that the casual viewers did not know. But we feed watchers and social media partakers and watchers, we knew. We knew. That's why I was laughing. So, Nicole, Cliff, and Jessica are sad. Jessica says she regrets nothing that she did as an HOH. Cliff doesn't either. And he said he had to take his shot. Now, Kat is talking to Cliff, and she said that Cliff and Michi being nominated was the best case scenario. Little did she know that she was going to be nominated. Kat said that Tommy winning HOH was the worst case scenario for her because of the situation where he tried to lead that flip. Yeah. So Cliff is talking to Tommy, trying to, you know, create a situation or create some sort of deal that would keep him from being on the block at all. Cliff said he's willing to work with Tommy, and Cliff hopes that he is not on the block or a target. And Cliff said that he's working by himself and he can only guarantee his own safety. See, that would work if Tommy didn't realize that Cliff and Nicole and Jessica and Kat were all cool. Yeah, it would have worked if he hadn't figured that one out. So Tommy tells Cliff that he's the pawn. But to us, Tommy says that he will use this week to rebuild rapport with Cliff by telling him that he is the pawn. The idea of being on the block and being a pawn in general would not be something I would want if I was playing the game, but a lot of people are comfortable with that. I wouldn't be cool with it at all, regardless of what the HOH said. So Kat is talking to Jackson and she feels like she's screwed and that Tommy wants to get the six back together. It's crazy how intuitive she is. And Jackson hugs her and he talks to her, but don't be fooled, casuals. He treats her like crap. Don't let this edit fool you. Jackson is being like shown as being like this cool laid back guy, but he hasn't changed much. It's just now that the head of the snake is off, Jackson's kind of trying to chill out. And then when it seemed at first via the feeds that people were picking up on the idea, and don't mind me with this ear thing, I think there's hair in my ear. People were picking up on this idea that someone was telling the house guests what people were saying online. That's when Jackson started to calm down and Jack started to calm down and so on and so forth. A lot of people changed because of that. So Kat is talking to Tommy. She's like, I have a bad feeling. I don't feel safe. She says she doesn't see a situation where she'll vote him out. She's lying. She wants to put him up. She's like, can I do something to persuade you to keep me off the block? And Tommy's just like, I'm not telling anybody what I'm doing this week. Lies, because he just told people that he was going to put up Cliff and Kat. Kat said that he's lying because she read his body language. Tommy says Kat gotta go because she's playing both sides. Yeah. It's basically a snake and a rat, or no, two rats seeing what the other is doing and wanting each other out of the game. Get it? Got it? Good. So we get to the America's field trip segment. And it's funny how excited everybody is, especially Annalise, Christie, and Jackson. And Tommy explains the rules, and basically the winner of this competition gets safety. The second place winner gets a punishment, and the third place winner gets nominated on the block next to the two nominees. It's funny how Jackson, Annalise, and Christie were all announced in the order that they later won. I found that to be really funny. And despite what Christie and Annalise think Jackson was right, we do not like. We as in the public, as in the fans, we don't like any of them. And really, we didn't like Jack more than Sis. But as I said in the beginning of this video, I feel like Sis moved up into Jack's spot when Jack was voted out. So, Jack is pretty intuitive. Jack is just like, not Jack. Jackson's pretty intuitive. He realizes that they are being put in this competition because we don't like these three players. And Christie is emotional, but when is she never not emotional? Jackson's like, you know, if I win this, I could be safe. Christie will be on the block and evicted with no blood on his hands. He doesn't have to make a move. Sis feels like she has a better chance of staying in the game, which is why she wants to win or she actually wants to throw the competition. There you go. She wants to throw the comp because she would have a better chance of staying over Christie. Because Christie would obviously go home if she was on the block because of the numbers. Now, she tells Tommy, and by she I mean Sis, that she wants to throw the competition. And Tommy's just like, no, even if it is the best case scenario, don't do that. Now, Christie knows that Holly and Jackson are going to vote her out if she ends up on the block. She wants to make sure that she wins. She's freaking out. She's always freaking out over something. It gets to a point with Christie's like emotional state where it's just like overkill. It's one thing to get upset about a couple things, but it's just like she's always freaking out and has been freaking out for as long as the feeds have been live. That's how many times she's been freaking out, which is why a lot of people don't like her. I'm trying to figure out why I'm messing up these words, trying to think and speak at the same time. It's a mess. Anyway, I think you guys know what I'm saying. Sis was really sure, though, that if she was the third nominee, she'd be safe. I'm like, no. Even if it seems like it, no, because she's a part of the six, and if they get rid of Sis, then that's getting rid of an integral part of the six, because Sis has been throwing a lot of competitions, and with Sis leaving, she'll end up in the jury, and then it'll just be the 5. Well, the 3, actually. Will it be the 3? No, the 2. Because Holly and Jackson don't want to work with Tommy and with Christie. Yeah. I don't think she would have been safe, but I'm sure a lot of you guys would disagree with me. So pretty much the field trip competition was another version of that egg moving competition that's always like stressful to watch. And it's basically called Escape the Coop. Jackson broke it to Sis and Holly that they are all America's least favorite players. Christie was doing horribly. Horribly. And basically Jackson won the competition. Sis got a punishment and Christie was nominated. Jackson's so thankful. He's like talking to us and he's saying, you know, I don't know if this is the scenario that you thought would happen, but America, thank you so much. And honestly, this couldn't have gone better, to be honest, for him. And Christie is emotional, as always. When is she never emotional? And she's crying because she's the third nominee. Kat is just like, so many people are fed up with Christie, and Christie refuses to believe that America hates her, and Jackson says once again they don't like us. That's why they put us in that competition. He said because if this was a competition about people liking people, then Cliff would be in this. I think Cliff would be in it, but it would also be like Cliff and Nicole and maybe Kat, because some people do like Kat over the rest of these house guests, so it'd be Cliff, Nicole, and Kat. And Jackson's happy. He and Holly are doing like a happy dance. Well, he's doing a happy dance. Holly's watching him, and then he picks her up, and they're kissing and everything. So Cliff is talking to Nicole, and he said, you know, Christie could be gone because of this opportunity. Sis says to Tommy that she tried to throw the competition, but she couldn't because everyone was watching. No. I don't think Sis intended to throw this competition at all. I think she just said that to appease Christie because Christie was freaking out, and to kind of appease Tommy to not let him in on what she was thinking. And don't forget, she was also the second place in that HOH competition against Holly. So she is a threat in the game. So she's trying to make herself not so much of a threat. I feel like Christie's tears are a part of her plan in this game, and it's getting old fast. Nick claims that he will use the veto on Christie if he wins. He wants to work with Sis, Christie, and Tommy because they can win stuff and the other side cannot. Nick is a dangerous player, as I've said before, and I said on my TV Co. live stream that Nick is a very dangerous player and needs to go soon. Tommy feels bad because Christie's on the block, and the edit made it seem like, you know, Tommy was having problems with his nominations, meaning that Tommy was on the fence about it. Tommy wasn't on the fence about it. Oh, I forgot to mention Annalise got her little chicken costume. And Nicole is freaked out because she's afraid of birds, which is not at all a crazy fear because of that movie Birds. A lot of people don't like birds. It just is what it is. And Kat offers Tommy a deal to say stay safe because she claims that she will vote to save Christie. She's lying, and Tommy already knows that. Tommy wants to make relationships to move further with, and I'm just like, or move forward with in the game, and I'm just like, honestly, I don't know what Tommy's thinking, because it's one thing when he's saying stuff on the feeds, but it's a whole nother thing when he does something. I want to see him in like a week or two once the six really have to go after each other, and I really want to see who he's going to go after, because he says this, but really his only ride or die is essentially Christie, but it's also himself, if you get what I'm saying. So we get to the nomination ceremony, and Jackson is safe. Christie is the third nominee, obviously. Tommy nominates Cliff and Kat. He loves them both, and he fears players with good relationships with everyone. And then Kat starts crying during the nominations. Cliff said he's blessed that Christie is on the block, but he needs to win veto. Kat starts crying during her diary room session. She said, "This sucks. It hurts." Christie thought that this week she was going to be able to breathe because Tommy was the HOH, and she figured she was safe, but expect the unexpected, Christie. You're never safe in this game. And she thought she was tough, but she's not. No, she just thought that everything was going to go her way because she manifested it and da-da-da-da, and she prayed for it. That's not how Big Brother works. Big Brother is a game. It's not real life. So in this game, things happen. And the only way things change is if that whole conspiracy theory about production doing stuff to help people or sabotage people is true. Notice how I said it's a conspiracy theory. I have no idea if they do it or not. And Jackson's like, this is perfect. Christie could go home. Well, that's about it for this recap and review. Check me out on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. On the 20th of this month, I won't be live at 7. I'll be live much earlier than that because I'm going to an event that night. But this week I'll be I'll be live at 7 o'clock, so we can chat all about Big Brother. Just download the TV Co app and join the conversation. I am at Sage Valentine on Twitter, and Sage Valentine on here, and Sage Valentine 84 on TV Co. So enjoy the conversation, join in, follow my tweets, we can chat all on Twitter. I really want to know what you thought of this episode, what you thought of this weekend's feed so far, and anything else, and who you think I'm going to win, because I have no idea who's going to win. And Evil Dick said this weekend that the winner is going to be somebody that a lot of people don't like. I figured that from day one, so I won't be surprised. But I love you all. Take care, and I'm off to go watch either Claws or Succession. I'll probably end up watching Claws, but love you guys. Take care. Bye, guys. Love you all. Bye.